Hello everyone, my name is SolarFury and today we are back inside of Clash Royale with yet another video. Super excited to be back with you guys on the channel, and y'all know it is that time of the month again. It is almost the end of the month. Currently it is June 26th and balance changes should be rolling around on July 1st, along with the huge client update where we will be getting a new arena and hopefully a bunch of other cool stuff like King Tower skins and maybe even a season pass, which would be really cool and really beneficial for Clash Royale, I believe. So I'm gonna do this balance change video a little bit of a different style because Supercell did announce that they wouldn't be balancing as many cards per balance update, although they did say that for this update they'd be balancing what they consider a lot of cards. So I have 6 cards and 1 honorable mention that I believe need to be balanced. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. By the way, first thing is first, a giant snowball is confirmed for a nerf. Seth, who is the main Clash Royale balance change guy, he tweeted that out. Unfortunately, I could not find his tweet because my Twitter account got suspended. I really don't know why that happened. I literally have never tweeted anything, but my account did get suspended, so I could not find that tweet. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with it. So the first card, we're going to start with the nerfs. The first card I believe needs to be nerfed is actually going to be the Electro Wizard right here. The Electro Wizard has been in the top 5 in terms of usage rates and win percentages in the entire game for a very long time now. I'm going to keep it at challenge level right here. So what I believe needs to happen to the Electro Wizard is we're going to give it the Ice Wizard treatment. For those of you that don't know, a long time ago, kind of nearing toward the end of 2018, the Ice Wizard got a nerf. Where it got a 10% damage buff, but a 10% hit point decrease. And the hit point decrease made it so that it dies to Fireball. I think that needs to happen to the Electro Wizard as well. Give it a damage buff, but give it a hit point nerf. I think that would help out balancing the Electro Wizard because it really is such a strong card with its ability to, you know, enter the arena and act as a zap spell, and also the ability for it to just reset units like a Sparky or an Inferno Dragon and just stun units. You know, with an Electro Wizard, units aren't going to move. So I believe Electro Wizard, give it a 10% damage buff, but a 10% hit point nerf, so that way the Electro Wizard will die to the Fireball. Next up for the nerfs, we have the Inferno Tower. Currently, statistically, the Inferno Tower is the most popular building in the entire game. I believe that it is number 11. It's in the top 20 in the entire game in terms of usage rates and win rates, and definitely Inferno Tower is so strong. Even with the popularity of Lightning as of late, Inferno Tower is still so strong. Now, Inferno Tower, I don't want to see any changes to, you know, the amount of damage it does over time or its hit points. I feel like those are fairly balanced because, you know, it can be taken out fairly quickly. Sorry for the voice crack. It can be taken out fairly quickly by a lightning or rocket. But what I would recommend for the Inferno Tower is to change its retargeting speed or nerf its range. Maybe from 6 tiles to 5.5 tiles, something like that. I think that would help out the Inferno Tower, balance it a lot, and maybe allow some other defensive buildings to come into the meta. Maybe like the Bomb Tower. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch. The Bomb Tower could use a buff, but I'm not going to put it in this list. But yeah, Inferno Tower is so strong right now, and I believe that's something that needs to be done about it. Now for my last nerf, as I said, this one has already been confirmed, but it is the Giant Snowball. Giant Snowball is number 2 in the entire game in win percentages and use rates, and that is behind the Barbarian Barrel. So for the Giant Snowball, yes, it has been confirmed to be nerfed, but in terms of what that nerf is, I don't know what it might be, but I do have a few speculations. I believe that it either could be a radius nerf, maybe from 3 tiles to 2.5 tiles, or a knockback nerf, you know, because the Giant Snowball, its knockback is pretty strong to the point where it can almost fully hard counter a Goblin Barrel. So I believe if the knockback is reduced a little bit, that could help balance it along with the radius. I believe the damage it does is fine. You know, it kills skeletons and bats and spear goblins, but it doesn't totally kill regular goblins or things like that. I believe the damage is fine. I believe the speed that it has is fine as well, because, you know, that's what really makes the Snowball so good now. It shoots a lot faster and it does a little bit more damage. So I believe those are the nerfs that need to happen to the giant snowball, either a radius nerf or a knockback nerf. So those are the 3 nerfs that I have for these balance changes. Now let's get on to the buffs. Now the first one I believe is going to be a bit obvious. No, it's not going to be the wall breakers. I have talked about them enough, but at this point I believe that they are just a hopeless card, to be straight up. But the other card, or the card that I'm talking about, is going to be the Goblin Cage. No, we're going to upgrade this to tournament standard right now because I have no reason not to. So the Goblin Cage. This is definitely a very polarizing card in Clash Royale. It was an interesting concept upon its release, but not well executed in my opinion. So the Goblin Brawler itself definitely does a lot of damage when it breaks free from its cage, but when it's in its cage, it is literally useless. It doesn't do anything. The building just sits there as a distraction. Sure, it can pull units like a Hog Rider or a Ram Rider, but it doesn't do any damage. So what I believe needs to happen to the Goblin Cage is the Goblin Brawler needs to do some type of damage when it is in the cage. Maybe not have the damage be the total amount of damage that it does regularly, like maybe not 211 damage, maybe make that a 25% damage nerf to that for what the Goblin does in the cage. But I believe that needs to just be a balance change. Make the Goblin do damage while it's inside the cage, because the Goblin Cage right now honestly is more useless than the wall breakers, and I really hate to see the Goblin Cage like that because I actually like the card concept, you know. So Goblin Cage definitely needs to be buffed. Next up, we have a card I talked about in my last balance change video, and this is the Bowler. The Bowler definitely is another polarizing card. When it was released, it created the Splash Yard meta pretty much, but now the Bowler ain't seeing much love, and that's a little bit unfortunate. So the Bowler, one simple change needs to happen to the Bowler, and I think that will make it meta again, and that is just make it so that it can stop the charges from the Prince and the Dark Prince, because really those 2 cards are absolute hard counters to the Bowler. You know, the Prince or the Bowler can stop you know, the Hog Rider and the Ram Rider, the Battle Ram, so why not allow it to stop the 2 princes? I feel like that would definitely help out with the Bowler, so I would like to see that. Make it stop the charge from the 2 princes. And next up, we have another card, the Mega Knight. Now, by all means, the Mega Knight is not bad, but for it being a 7 elixir legendary card, it needs to be better in the meta. It's about average, you know, people will run Mega Knight, but really there's a lot better options to run, especially when P.E.K.K.A is going around, and P.E.K.K.A is pretty much a direct hard counter to the Mega Knight. So for the Mega Knight, we need a damage buff to it, I believe, not on its enter the arena effect, but, you know, to its normal attack. Right now at tournament standard, what does it do? 222 area damage. Give that maybe a 5 or 7% buff, and I feel like the Mega Knight will definitely be a lot better, so it can take out units like a Lumberjack and Mini P.E.K.K.A or Prince a lot faster and make the Mega Knight more viable. So that is it for the buffs, the Mega Knight, the Goblin Cage, and the Bowler. For the nerfs, we had the Electro Wizard, the Inferno Tower, and the giant Snowball, which is all the way up here at 2 elixir. Now there's one honorable mention that I do have for a buff, as I talked about earlier, and those are the Royal Recruits. Now the Royal Recruits are a very interesting case in my opinion, because the Royal Recruits right now, they are not very good. They definitely could use a buff. But I feel like the problem is if the Royal Recruits do get buffed, I feel like they will be too strong. Because y'all remember when the Royal Recruits were first released in the game and they were 6 elixir and they were absolutely overpowered, and Supercell had to have that emergency maintenance break to make them 8 elixir? I don't want that to happen again. Definitely not. They're definitely a very polarizing card. I do want to buff them, either a damage or health buff, but I don't want it to be too severe to the point where the Royal Recruits become so utterly dominant again, because Royal Recruits are a very niche card. They are fun to play up against every now and then, but when you play up against them, you know, 1 in 3 or every 1 in 4 matches, it just gets old and really boring and really hard to deal against, because Royal Recruits are probably the lowest skill cap card in the entire game. So yeah, Royal Recruits, we can touch them, just don't touch them enough, or don't touch them that much. That sounds kind of weird, but we'll ignore that. So yeah, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this balance change video. Let me know if you like this style different, or let me know if you want gameplay in the background while I'm talking. But I kind of like this style better because it doesn't have any distractions. You guys can just listen to me talking. But then again, you guys are the viewers, and you guys... you're the ones that take the time out of your day to watch my videos, so definitely be sure to let me know what you guys prefer. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. Leave a comment down below on what cards you believe need to be balanced. I definitely would like to hear. Be sure to leave a like on the video as well. And also, if you are new to the channel and you like what you see from me, definitely be sure to hit that red subscribe button. And also, as a perk for hitting that red subscribe button, you guys get to join the SolarFury squad, which is the latest Clash Royale community on YouTube. But anyway, guys, this is SolarFury signing off. Peace out, guys. Have a nice day.